Hey guys, Jim Dude Guitars here. Gonna do a kind of cool special video. Haven't really seen any other videos like this on YouTube before, so I figured I would do one. Ernie Ball Music Man and Kiesel Carvin guitars are two of the most iconic and high-end guitar manufacturers that a guitar player can get. Anybody who's played guitar and knows anything about guitars knows that they're both very, very good companies. And I was recently able to get a Music Man Stingray and a Kiesel Vanquish, and I wanted to compare them on things such as production, quality, playability, upper fret access, materials used, and just an overall comparison, just to see how a standard production assembly line guitar that's done with made in America and done with hand precision care like Ernie Ball stacks up against a custom made in America handmade guitar done at Kiesel. I can already tell you my thoughts on playing both of these. They're both great. They both have good things about them and things that aren't bad, but things that for me as a guitar player were things that I had to kind of deal with. But all in all, they both blew me away when I got them. So I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible so I don't just drone on forever. No sound comparison in this video. It's strictly just going to be comparison of how each one stacks up, how they're made, how they play, and things like that. I will do a part 2 where I compare the pickups. The Kiesel has its stock lithiums pickups, and the Music Man has its stock Music Man pickups in it. Nothing has been modded on these guitars. The Kiesel I did spec out, but the only mod was a wooden backplate, so nothing sound-wise is changed or anything. So let's get into it. The first guitar I'm gonna grab is the Music Man Stingray. So this is Ernie Ball Music Man Stingray, a Tobacco Sunburst. Now this is an older Stingray. It does not have the roasted flame neck or figured neck. It's just a regular maple neck. And I got this guitar from American Music Supply, I'd say sometime last year, and I've had it for a while and really got used to it and how the neck profile is. I would say that it's kind of a standard Fender C kind of neck profile. It does have a rosewood fretboard, which is nice, a real thick rosewood slab board, 22 frets, compensated nut, Schaller locking tuners, which is nice, turtle shell backplate and pick guard, Ernie Ball signature bridge. I have it locked down because I'm not a big fan of the whammy bar. 1 volume tone, pickups, 3-way selector. So this guitar is bolt-on maple neck, as is the Kiesel. One thing that Ernie Ball definitely has going for it that I'm a fan of is this bolt-on neck. The heel joint has a cutaway, and when you are playing higher frets, I mean, your hand fits in it perfectly, and you can stretch from 15 to the pickup. So I mean, and my fingers aren't that big. So anyway, the guitar plays great. I haven't ever had it set up. It came from American Music Supply. It played great. I mean, bends are easy. Stainless steel frets. It has a vintage sound. These pickups, aren't the best for modern metal or anything. I mean, I have figured ways to make it sound good for metal for me, where it sounds, like a heavy full sounding guitar should, but these pickups weren't necessarily made for metal, so most people would probably switch them out. I chose to keep them. I like the sound. It reminds me of a vintage kind of Charvel sound in a way the pickups do. So yeah, the neck's nice. I mean, before when I first got this guitar, before getting the Kiesel or anything, this was my number one. This was the best playing guitar I've ever owned at the time, and yeah, I mean, everything about it's just fantastic. Holds tune really well. I mean, really well. I pulled it out of the case and it's in drop D, but sounds great. So upper fret excess, I will give this a definite 9 out of 10. Playability, 9 out of 10. Aesthetics, I would probably give it a little bit on the lower side. I mean, I like the vintage look, but I definitely wouldn't mind getting a more modern version. Also, something really cool is the truss rod adjustment down here. I like that. That's easy access. Also makes the headstock look a lot nicer without a truss rod cover. So that's the benefits of the Music Man. Now, one thing I will say about this Music Man is it's not the lightest guitar. It does weigh you down a little bit, but I mean, when you're dealing with African mahogany body, that's to be expected. So I mean, it's not really a big issue. I'm not an old man yet, so that's really. Oh, also one thing is, if you can see that, like, almost like the wood grain goes almost flamed on the maple on the side of this headstock. It's so cool. So yeah, it's really, really a nice guitar. Both of these guitars also have the Dunlop or Diodario strap, yeah, with the self-locking little red things on them. So they're like a game changer. You never have to buy strap locks again because these are not coming off. Anyway, so here's the next one. Kiesel Vanquish KV6. Completely standard, just alder body, one-piece maple neck. My favorite thing is that right there, the bird's eye maple fretboard. Already, like, blew me out of the water from the moment I saw it. There's just the maple neck. Anyway, so the only mod, like I had said, I got a bird's eye maple back plate, match my fretboard. That's it. Everything else came just how I expected. I haven't changed anything. So, onto this guitar. So, it has white covered lithium pickups, chrome knob, push-pull, three-way selector, stainless steel frets, lumen lace side dots. That's a big plus. Not available on the Music Man. See, little things like that is the difference between a custom shop guitar and a production line guitar. Granted, the Music Man cost about $350, $400 more than this guitar, because, you know, alder as compared to African mahogany, there's a lot rare woods. Not to say I couldn't have gotten better wood on this, but I wanted to keep my first custom build simple because I knew this guitar is going to be a workhorse. It's pretty much all I've been playing lately, so I didn't want to go with a fancy top and all these crazy woods. I'm planning that for my second build. That will be my nice, ooh, look at that guitar. This is going to be a workhorse. So this is a light blue satin finish, so don't have to worry about fingerprints or anything like that. I have heard that they tend to gloss over time in certain spots where your hand and fingers have worn a lot. I don't mind that. The glossing to me kind of gives it a more worn, vintage, played-in feel. Just like the dirt collected on Bird's Eye Maple, I kind of like, because it gives it more of a relic look, in my opinion. So anyway, like I said, standard alder body, one-piece maple neck. Upcharge for the Bird's Eye fretboard. Upcharge for the Kiesel staggered mother of pearl dots. with the K logo on the 12th fret. Keep taking it on and off to show you everything. Sorry. Engraved truss rod cover. I mean, I've showed this in other videos, so you guys know exactly the specs. Kiesel locking tuners, hip shot bridge. I mean, and the playability of this guitar. Huh. Let's just say it's never even, nothing's come close. I struggle to find the words because this guitar blew me away. I've played a lot of brand of guitars. I've been playing for over 20 years. I've played Ibanez, Schecter, Fender, Gibson, Epiphone. I mean, the list goes on and on. Even some higher end ones, you know, like Mayonnaise, Aristides, ESP custom shops, things like that. Like, they are all great. Don't get me wrong, but, and maybe I'm biased because this is my first custom shop guitar, but this guitar is amazing. Like, there's just some guitars that you get and they can make 1,000 of them, and there's that one that is just special. The guy was in a good mood, or the person carving the neck wasn't hungover and was really feeling it that day, and it's just like it all comes together to make the perfect instrument. Well, this is it. And this isn't to say one's better than the other. This is just to give you a look at what you can get for one company and what you get from the other. They're both great. The Music Man, I love. It's great. It's a workhorse too. But this guitar, there's just something about it. I've always wanted a Kiesel, so that's probably why. But playing it, you just can't deny the fact that a lot of care and precision went into it. Also, the fret ends on this and the Music Man, I mean, nothing. No sharpness. These are filed a little nicer than the Music Man, but the Music Man is also definitely a lot smoother in other aspects, like on higher frets on the lower side. The Kiesel, you can feel a little roughness, but I like that because I like to know the space between the frets when I'm playing fast and things like that, so I actually preferred that, so that's nice. Push pull for coil splitting, the pickups, yeah, it's amazing. You can't go wrong with either one of these guitars. So whether it's a production line, whether it's new, whether it's used, if you can get an Ernie Ball Music Man or a Kiesel guitar, I highly recommend it. They are for any type of player. If you're just starting out and you want to spend the money on this, do it. I highly recommend it. It will make you play better. When you don't have to push so hard that it hurts your fingers, when you just rest your finger on a fret and you can play a note. There's a big difference than someone struggling to just make that note not sound buzzed. Like, this guitar plays itself, the Music Man plays itself. They're the price they are for a reason, and a lot of people think it's overpriced. I personally think that Kiesel and Music Man are underpriced, unless it's, of course, like the $3,000 Majesties. Like, those are for people that want those. I would love to have one, but I'm not paying $3,000. So, like I said, it's just, they're worth the price because of what they give to someone who plays. If you're serious about guitar, instead of having 2 or 3 $600 guitars, save up and get you one $1,200 to $1,500 guitar. You will not regret it. I don't regret it. So in the end, out of the two, if I had to choose one, I'm definitely gonna have to say I'd go with the Kiesel. But that is not to say that the Music Man isn't close, because it is. The Kiesel is also new, so it's probably the fact that I have only had it a few days. So once the new factor wears off, I will probably do an update just to let you know how my opinions have changed over time now that the new factor wears off. But it took almost a year for the new factor to wear off on the Music Man, so I wouldn't count on the update anytime soon. Like I said, they're both great in their own way. One's more vintage, one's more modern, one's more tonal tonally diverse and one's more straightforward, but all in all, they're both great for their own reasons, and I definitely recommend you check them out. So that's it for the comparison video. Like I said, I will do a part 2 probably next week for the tones and let you hear how the pickups sound on all 3 channels, of course, clean, crunch, and lead. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I tried to make it as short as possible, but I did ramble a bit. So let me know what you guys think. If you can, leave a like, comment, subscribe, anything. Any support is greatly appreciated. I appreciate anyone who takes the time to watch. You guys mean the world to me. So, from Jim Do Guitars, I'm signing out.